So our next question will be for the city council candidates. How do you plan to engage with residents and gather their input on important city decisions, ensuring their voices are heard, including those with whom you might disagree with politically?
Well, that's a great question. The great thing about this race is that it's nonpartisan. So my political opinions that I have and you have, we can keep that separate. There's no such thing as a Democratic pothole, a Republican pothole. And I really think when we talk to people up here, you know, we all have our disagreements, but we're all running because we care. I know in my ward, it's a really interesting ward because we have the East Side. The East Side has issues with poverty. The East Side feels neglected, not represented. As the next councilman for the 4th Ward, I want to have a better relation with those folks. I am friends with some leaders on that side that work with the Common Ground Free Store and others, and I would like to have more town halls as a representative. I would like to be more accountable to these people. I've been knocking doors and talking to folks on that side. You know, they don't care where you fall on this political issue or that political issue. They care about having their damn roads paved. They care about having sidewalks that aren't turning to gravel. So I just want to meet people where they are. Let's talk about the issues. I'm accountable. You want my phone number to talk about it, 937-707-2091, Chandler@whiteforward4.com. So always reach out.
Thank you.
I assume we're all going to say basically the same thing, right? So I don't have a problem interfacing with anybody in my community. It's the chief reason I'm running. I believe that the ward rep, as I touched on earlier, should be there for the community, should be their sounding board on city council, and should take their wants and needs to city council. Not everybody can make a city council meeting at 7 o'clock on a Monday night. You know, parents have kids who are doing things, you know, and some people work second shift. So, you know, it's my job as a council person to make myself available for them. And that doesn't just include them coming to me. It needs me going out in the community, holding community town halls, as Chandler said. You know, he mentioned his phone number. My personal phone number is on my literature. Every door I knock, every person I talk to, every lit I hang, they have my personal phone number, and that won't change when I'm elected. So anybody should feel free to reach out to me at any time about any issue, and I don't care what side of the aisle you fall on. I don't care if you're apolitical. I don't care if you don't vote. It still matters to me. And you know, everybody wants to see Delaware thrive, and so there's no reason to disregard anybody's opinions.
And like everyone else, it is very important that we are able to connect with our ward. So one of the things that I would like to do, of course, like everyone said, is have a town hall. I would love to do it quarterly to reach out to everyone, as well as what I'm already doing, knocking on the doors, talking to everyone. I'm very social, so it's never a problem to interact with someone who agrees with me politically or not. At the end of the day, we all, again, want the same thing. We want prosperity for our ward. So I want to be available. I don't want to be a city council representative that is never seen, that only comes around for, you know, photo ops and things of that nature. I want to be, you know, boots on the ground, whatever it is that you need. I want to be a voice for you, as well as whatever is going on in the city that I need to bring back to you, then I will do the same. But I'm definitely going to make sure that I am available in any means necessary, and they have my information as well.
It's feeling a little broken record-ish. I do have an open door policy. Everyone already has my phone number and email. My email is literally lindsay.griffith@gmail.com. I do endeavor to answer every single message I receive. And I also plan on having monthly in-person and virtual open houses. You know, Ward 1 is very lucky that we have several businesses there where we can host open houses for our constituents. And then for folks who maybe work different schedules, we can do virtual open houses for those folks. My experience as a doula, as a healthcare advocate, actually makes me uniquely qualified to advocate for those I don't necessarily agree with. In the same way that my opinions and beliefs are not integral in helping folks navigate the politics and bureaucracy of the healthcare system, I can help my neighbors and my city constituents to navigate the politics and bureaucracy of our city. I will treat every constituent, every political operative with courtesy, respect, consideration, empathy, and emotional intelligence. I am the residents' voice on council. I serve the needs and will of the community, not my own ego or agenda.
So one of my goals, well, first when I was appointed, decided that I needed to do a listening tour because, as was mentioned earlier, the second ward is very diverse. So I wanted to get down and listen to what people are saying is going on, and I will continue to do so by holding town hall meetings. And that's large in part reason why the grant that we received to help with some of the streets is in part because the citizens came together with the city and said, what can we do? There haven't been streets that have been repaved in over 20 years. I will continue to use social media to convey what city council is doing, meeting with people, but I'm going to take a little different twist with the engagement since I'm an educator. The last 13 years I've had my students attend a local government meeting, and a lot of them come back like, wow, they're really interesting, engaging. I'm like, good, keep going. But we have city council, they had to go to a township meeting, and when they come back, that engagement piece, they're like, how do I get involved? How do I get involved more? So that's one piece, and the other one that I'm working on is bringing a City of Delaware Academy for our students this upcoming spring so that they could see some of the opportunities as far as employment working in the city. So it's beyond just talking with our residents, but all residents. So that's just another thing I decided to take on that.
Thank you. So first, kind of working that backwards, I don't disagree with people politically. That's not how I operate. Even in my campaign, I have bipartisan support. Republicans, Democrats, Independents, both financially, signs in their yards. I don't operate from a political agenda. I am an engineer. I guess now I'm a politician, but again, it really comes down to my predecessor, Drew Farrell. I have learned two things knocking on doors. One is people that reach out to him, he was responsive. And the other people said, I have no idea who that is. And that comes down to if people have needs that they want to voice. And the other thing they told me is no politician has ever knocked on their door before. I'm doing that actively. I know some of the things that Delaware is already struggling with, and I'm learning more and more every door I knock on. So it's been a fascinating journey. People do have to speak up. Town halls are great. The city is getting better at communicating things that are coming up with road closures and concerns for specific entities. And that's really the key, making sure that as the city is making decisions, that the people that are going to be directly affected are informed beforehand, and I'll listen to every one of their opinions.